Hello one and all, this is my reaction and review to the Arifureta Season 2 OVA, The Miraculous Meeting and the Phantasmagorical Adventure. Oh, I love that word, phantasmagorical, so fun to say. And I'm actually going into this fairly blind because from what I've seen online, this is actually based off of a bonus chapter from Arifureta Zero, the prequel series that follows Liberators, you know, the people who built the labyrinth that Hajime is trying so very, very hard to clear. And I haven't actually read Zero yet, so I don't know what to expect here. And that is a very rare experience for me when it comes to the Arifureta anime. Huzzah! Though from what I've seen online, apparently this is going to be some sort of crossover between Zero and the main series, where Hajime somehow, someway finds a method to actually meet the Liberators. Cool! And I'm very curious how many of them we're actually going to see here, because I think there are 7 total, but so far in the anime, only 5 have really been referenced. Obviously, Oscar Orcus, the founder of the Orcus Labyrinth, where Hajime first fell, you know, the engineer. Secondly, there's Milady Raisin, the Golem Master, and the utter and complete sociopath who just absolutely loved torturing Hajime, Yui, and Shia as they tried so very, very hard to clear her labyrinth. Number 3, I want to say Gurren is his name, the guy who founded the Volcano Labyrinth. All I really know about him is, I think, you know, in the final chamber's labyrinth, there was a short message which Hajime interpreted as meaning that, you know, before he actually, you know, came to the labyrinth to die, he accomplished all he wanted to do and, you know, settled all of his debts, got through everything he wanted on his bucket list, essentially. 4th is the Underwater Labyrinth. No idea what that girl's name is, but she is a Dagon like Miu. I think I read either a light novel or somewhere online that she couldn't stand physical violence, so she instead decided to mentally torture everyone who tried to clear a labyrinth with horrible, awful, terrifying visions. And number 5 is the guy, again, can't remember his name, on the Sacred Mountain. I think there was actually some sort of mention about him, you know, having some sort of guilt or sin, something he was trying to atone for. So, interesting. Not really sure how many of them we're going to see here. I mean, there's still the other 2, but I can't imagine, you know, the OVA would include 2 who haven't even been referenced in the main series yet. But we'll see what happens. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, Hajime is having a very hard time leaving Miu behind. Which obviously, I mean, that girl is so freaking adorable. Who could leave her behind? Seriously, look at this girl. She is a freaking goddamn angel. Oh, I love her. And now she's serious. She was given a mission and she's duty bound to see it through. Oh, that is precious. That is so freaking precious. I love it. She is so serious and it is so freaking precious. I love it. Oh, he's so proud of his little girl, who he's known for like 1 month at this point. Yeah, Yui is very, very serious about having Hajime's kids. Which, I mean, I have to wonder, is that actually physically possible, given that, you know, she is an immortal vampire and he's mostly human, kinda, sorta human? I mean, big question mark there. I also feel like, you know, if it could actually happen naturally, it kind of, you know, would have happened naturally. Because while the anime does tone it down, the light novel makes it very clear that Hajime and Yui enjoy their nighttime exercises every night. Multiple times a night. Yeah, Yui's appetite is truly overwhelmingly terrifying. What the freak? Are you serious, Kaori? You just had this big smile on your face as you say, oh, I wish Yui would disappear forever and ever. With Yui sitting literally 2 feet away from you. Do you have a goddamn death wish? Yeah, that is honestly an appropriate response from Yui right there. Well, it actually sounds really nice. I like that. A camping trip under the stars in the ocean. That's really beautiful. Oh, but of course Miu is upset because, you know, she knows Hajime is going to leave her if this is their last adventure together. Now she's putting on a brave face. She is so precious and adorable, and I love it. Holy mother of God, this girl. Oh, she is bold. She is so freaking bold, and I love it. I mean, if any other girls had, made a line about that, about being a family together, they would have had their throats ripped out by Yui and the others, but, I mean, Remiya has basically a shield in the form of Miyu. There's no way any of the girls can even say anything mean to her, because that'll upset Miyu, and, they will not do that. They will not risk upsetting that little angel. And yeah, so all the other girls can do at this point is kind of just glare daggers at her, knowing they can't say a thing, knowing they can't lay a single finger on her, or Miyu would turn against them. Oh, I love that dynamic. I love their dynamic. Oh, and hey, I guess those are liberators. And they're also trying to find the Shining Sea. And when they do, they'll all be teleported to one location where they can have a big, grand battle royale. I mean, that would be fun, seeing, Hajime fighting against Orcus, the actual, engineer of the Liberators, seeing which of them can make, the better inventions. Though it might not actually be much of a fight right now, because it was actually said that the treasure trove ring Hajime wears on his finger, yeah, it has a miniature sun in it. A miniature freaking sun! And even as strong as Hajime is, he can't actually replicate that yet. Yeah, Liberators were terrifying. They were honestly terrifying. I was gonna say, couldn't Yui actually, do something about the clouds? And she could. She certainly has the power to do that. Plus, if she teams up with Tio, she can actually fly up to the clouds and blow them away, at point blank range. That'd be very effective. There we go. My airship. I was really honestly hoping we'd see that at the end of season 2, but we didn't, but I love that foreshadowing. Oh, I cannot friggin' wait for season 3. I cannot wait to see, I think it's called the Fenrir. Oh, that'll be beautiful. That'll be so freaking beautiful. That is a very good question because it defies all, logic and reasoning of your world, Miyu. Yeah, it turns out the people are very protective of Miyu and Remiya. In fact, there is a Miyu and Remiya protection club, I think is how they call themselves, who are fully focused on making sure nothing happens to these two adorable girls. I love it. I freaking love it. Oh, okay. And Hajime tie them all up and hit them with a fish. Again. I love it, I love it. That was one of my favorite moments in the entire light novel when Hajime, got attacked by the Daigons and just beat them all up with a fish. I mean, when I was first reading it too, I imagined, okay, like a little, mackerel in his hand, not a giant whale. I'm not even sure how you would classify that fish. I literally imagined like just a little tiny mackerel. This is funnier though. This is probably funnier. Also, this is not really relevant at all, but seriously, I feel like this kebab is wrong. I mean, who puts corn in a kebab like this? Wouldn't it make more sense to put it, long way so you could still eat at the corn while it's on the kebab? This makes it impossible to eat most of the corn. I know that's a very small detail, but it really bothers me. Kebab eaters that like my channel, what do you think of this corn kebab? It weirds me out. It very much weirds me out. Yeah, there's a big... Remiya's a witch, wow. That's one way to put it. I mean, there's a big difference. The Daigons are basically viewed as being, a higher class of beastmen because they're useful to the kingdom, because they're needed to catch fish. So the kingdom's like, hey, yes, our god says all beastmen are evil and hated, except the Daigons, because, we really want our sushi. It is such a freaking messed up system. And probably the worst thing about it is the fact that the Daigons are actually racist against other beastmen. Because when the Daigons first ran into Hajime, and he had fish in his mouth and couldn't speak, she had tried to explain the situation. They're like, hey, shut up, you're a filthy rabbit man, you're a filthy bunny girl, which... Oh, that hurt. That was so freaking painful. Seriously. And yes, Remiya may actually be a witch. I mean, Miyu is certainly far from normal, so yeah, I would not be surprised at all if Remiya is in fact a witch. What exactly is your job? Seriously. I don't think that's ever been mentioned in the light novel or manga, so yeah, what do you do, Remiya? How do you provide for yourself and Miyu? Okay, that is actually a really important and amazing job, serving as a connection between the merfolk and the people of the kingdom. Wow, okay, so she is very, very high ranking among, the merfolk, the Daigons, however you want to call them. Remia the Impregnable. Wow, that's one way of describing her. Also, this hasn't really been mentioned all that much. Who the freak was Miyu's father? Seriously, what kind of man was able to conquer Remia the Impregnable and win over the woman beloved by the entire town? I have so many questions about that dude. Seriously, that dude deserves his own spin-off manga. Wow! I love domineering Miyu. It is so adorable. Seriously. I mean, I guess she's trying to be, she's trying to stay awake because this is her big final adventure with Hajime, and she doesn't want to miss a minute of it, but it is so precious. I love it. That may sound, like he's just trying to make her feel better, but that is actually very true. Going back to what Aiko-sensei said, at Lake Earth, she told Hajime, if you keep living the way you're living, you'll end up just miserable and alone. And he really took those words to heart. That's the reason why he saved Miyu, and the reason why he invited her to come along. And because of her, he's smiling more, he's happier more, and the people around him are happier. So, yeah, it's only because of her that Hajime is as happy as he is right now. And it's also the reason why Aiko-sensei deserves a role in Hajime's harem. She put in the work, she's the reason why he's happy, she's the reason why Miyu is part of the party, so she absolutely deserves a spot in the harem. Well, that doesn't seem natural. Admittedly, I haven't spent a lot of time on the sea, but that does not seem natural to me. Okay, that's a flying whale. For reasons. Yep, that makes sense, for reasons. I mean, that's really saying something. Tio's lived for 500 freaking years, and she has put that time into, studying and training and researching everything she could. She is a walking encyclopedia. So if she's never heard of a flying whale, it basically doesn't exist. I would trust her on this. Miyu has this weird sixth sense where she just knows things. She's not sure why she does, but she just knows things. So yeah, if she says it's not bad, it's not bad. Okay, this is a very unpleasant looking place. Honestly, it kind of looks like Hajime was just transported into Dark Souls. Yeah, Remia, I know you're worried about Miyu, but honestly, I'm kind of worried about you. You have absolutely no fighting experience at all, and this does not feel like a safe place for you to be in. Oh, man, that is not looking good. I guess she's been walking for a very long time looking for her, so yeah, ouch. Oh, that's not good. That is not good at all. Run, girl, run! That thing is clearly a monster, clearly a Grim Reaper, and clearly CGI. I mean, not terrible CGI, but clearly CGI. Oh, that must have hurt. There we go! Hajime, you just saved your wife. Good for you. And that is a lot of Grim Reapers. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, Hajime is basically unkillable, so I'm not too worried, but that is a lot of them. Wow, she is very confident. She certainly has guts, like Hajime said. Though at this point, I'm kind of wishing Hajime had given her some sort of weapon. I mean, there's actually an extra story in the light novel where Hajime gives her, a toy gun, and she is terrifyingly effective with it. Seriously, she is just as good a sharpshooter as Hajime is. A creator that leaves behind proof of time. I mean, Hajime is certainly a creator, but proof of time? Yeah, not really sure how we can make that happen. You really aren't, and unfortunately Hajime isn't really known for his healing abilities. He can create flying drones that can carry you, but I guess he's more focused on, treating your injuries before they get infected. Oh. Interesting. So she only does it when Miu's around. Trying to create a feeling like, they are actually a family, trying to reassure Miu? Very curious. I don't remember that being ever mentioned in the light novel as far as I read. Oh my god, he actually had shoes in his treasure trove. Oh, that's amazing. He really does have everything in there. Oh, that was a hard fall. Come on, you can go. Keep running. Run. Seriously, run as fast as you can. That thing will eat you. That thing will absolutely eat you. And there's more of them. Oh no. Yay! The whale saved her! For reasons! Seriously, couldn't have popped in sooner? Yeah, you should have run a little bit faster, Mew. Sorry. Wow! Okay, that deserves a round of applause right there. This girl. Oh, she's intense and I love it. Hey, I'm guessing you're one of the Liberators, the creator of the Underwater Labyrinth, and... I mean, I assumed you were like an ancestor of Mew, but I'm not seeing really much of a resemblance between the two of them. Yeah, I've got to say, Mew making friends with a talking whale who shrank down and landed on her head makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense for this series. And I'm not even joking. Mew has this weird attribute where she can make friends with the weirdest people. Remember Fish-san, the talking fish with the head of a man? He is friends with Mew. Somehow. Meru Melusine, the captain of a pirate gang. That may actually be accurate. The Liberators could actually be pirates at this point in the timeline. That would make some sense. Oh, and that's, I guess, the end of the first. I didn't actually realize this was 2 parts. So I only downloaded the second one by accident, and it took me a second to realize. Alright, let's move on to part 2 then. Yeah, she has no idea. She has absolutely no idea. She's not even sure why there's a whale on her head. That is a very good point. This place does not look all that livable. Oh, her sister Diane. I mean, I said before, I assume that Mew was a descendant of Melrune, but that doesn't actually make a lot of sense given I don't think Liberators end up living, all that long, happy lives. Don't think they had many kids. So for, Mew to be a descendant of her sister instead would make a lot more sense. Oh, she is so precious. Okay, though that expression is a little bit much. Are you a pervert? I feel like you might be a pervert. And a mascot on her head. That is one way to describe this whale, which may actually be a god. Okay, if that was gravity magic, that means it can only come from one person. Milady Ryzen, the utter sociopath that she is. Yeah. Okay, 2 things I want to say. First off, she is cute, which I love. And secondly, her getting covered in goo is so utterly appropriate, given that was such a common way of her punishing, the people who try to challenge her labyrinth. There was a whole lot of goo going on there. Also scorpions. Whole lot of scorpions. Did he just trip her? And she called him Okun? Oh, I'm loving the dynamic between these two. And she fell on her face. Why? Why would he have done that? Such a bad idea. But how? How was that his bad? Who would catch her when she's that covered in slime? Nachan. I'm not actually sure if this is the guy from the volcano or the guy from the Sacred Mountain. I'm leaning towards volcano because of his red hair, but I can't really be sure. And he also dodged. Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. Okay, so these are the famed Liberators who challenge the gods themselves. They are somehow even more dysfunctional than Hajime's party. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I have to ask, does she have a habit of kidnapping beautiful young girls? Because I think she might. That may actually, be her MO. Also, something I really want to ask here, something I just realized, she just used water magic on Milady, which, makes sense. That's a way of washing the goo off her. But she's a Dagon. She is a beast woman, and therefore she should not actually have access to magic at all. That's like their big feature, The reason why the beastmen are discriminated against is because they can't use magic, and she's, using magic over and over again, so that's interesting. Yes, she is in fact an angel. Also, I have a very strong feeling that when Hajime and the gang actually meet the Liberators, they are going to attempt to murder Milady. I feel like that'd be appropriate, honestly. I decided to make her my sister. Yeah, she's a pervert. She's definitely a pervert. Oscar Orcus. Hey, I did get his name right at least. Good for me. Yeah, even with as little as she knows about this world, she should be able to realize, wait a minute, that name is familiar. It's the name of the most famous labyrinth in this entire world. And I'm sure Hajime's mentioned him once or twice. Okay, yeah, now I see it. Now I absolutely see how this girl could become the Golem Master. Even when she was human, she was still overwhelmingly annoying. There we go! There we go, Mew. Thank you. Oh, that was beautiful. And they can't disagree. They know she is in fact the most annoying person in the entire world. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, they cannot stop laughing, and it is so beautiful. Oh, truly one of the best attributes of kids is their ability to remember lines so utterly and perfectly and just pull them out at the exact wrong moments. Yeah, they know she may actually flush someone down a toilet, and they're wondering, did you seriously flush a dude down a toilet and forget about it? It's kind of a misunderstanding because she hasn't actually done it yet, but she is in fact someone who will flush someone down a toilet. Oh, God. She is still going. She is still freaking going. Yeah, this is actually something I don't think was mentioned at all in the anime, but in the light novel, the first volume, Hajime found a secret room inside of Oscar's, Oscar's headquarters at the bottom of the labyrinth, where he was trying to build a robotic maid. I kid you not. And Hajime tried to, fulfill his ambition, fulfill his dream, and make the robotic maid reality until Yui found out and utterly and completely crushed it. Absolute sadist with no attention to detail. Don't be a merfolk like her. Holy mother of God, this might be the most I've laughed in a very long time, and I needed this today. I absolutely needed this today. Such a decent person. Oh, it's beautiful. This is peak Arifureta right here. This is peak Arifureta. Such a nice person. He must have been having a hard time. Oh, that is so perfect. Yes, that's a very good question. They should have all died centuries ago. Are all merfolk this sadistic? Oh, that's one way to say it, Oscar. Yeah, Muchan being able to understand the actual words coming from the whale also makes a lot of sense in this series. Something shows later on. It's honestly terrifying. It is the most terrifying scenes in this entire series. Seriously, this girl is something else, honestly. Okay, she can in fact actually be a good person sometimes. Yay! Good for you! And oh, this will actually be really fun. She has God age magic. In fact, they all have God's age magic, but they're, actual experts in that magic. Whereas Hajime, Yui, Shia, Tio, I mean, they're pretty good at it, but they've only had it for like a month at most, a few months at most. Whereas these guys have probably had it for years, so they are literal experts. This will be fun. This will be a lot of fun to watch. I don't think that's something you can just decide on your own, especially when her papa said that you are a sadist with no attention to detail and that she should do everything in her power to make sure she doesn't grow up to become like you. Also, again, how are you using magic? I would very much like an explanation for that one. And it's very, very powerful magic at that. Seriously, I don't think even Yui could make a tidal wave that strong without, sucking Hajime dry. Yeah, Limit Break is incredibly powerful and effective, but the after effects are pretty bad. It basically triples your stats for a few minutes at a time, but then as soon as it runs out, your body is racked with overwhelming pain, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. Though Restoration Magic will be able to restore his body to the state before Limit Break, so he can just keep doing it over and over again. Very, very effective. Black Umbrella Mode 9 Thunderbolts? Black Umbrella Mode 9 Thunderlord's Judgment. Okay, so that confirms that Oscar was in fact an edgelord. Who'd have thunk it? Okay, so these are definitely the Liberators, the true Liberators, ultimate powerhouses, who Hajime can't really compare to quite yet. And there comes Miu on a flying whale, for reasons. Oh, yeah, she brought a ton of allies. Like I said before, Miu has this weird ability to just make friends with everyone, especially the weirdest and strangest people in a room. And right now that includes a flying whale and the goddamn Liberators. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. I mean, she is the daughter of the monster of the abyss, after all. Here we go! Oh, here we go! The two engineers in one room together. This is gonna be amazing. Seriously, the way he's holding his glasses, that's such edgelord behavior. I'm so cool, I'm so impressive. Look at how I'm, posing dramatically while holding my umbrella. That is, in fact, a really cool umbrella, though. Yeah, she's here too. Holy mother of God, this is certainly an entrance. Heaven, earth, and all the people behold. Superhero landing for no apparent reason. I feel like he's gonna shoot her. I feel like he is definitely going to shoot her. Yep, he did. Oh, he just missed, but still. Oh, that was something else right there. Oh, God above. It's all three of them. They very, very badly want to kill her. Yeah, I mean, Oscar, you know Milady. I think you know they have very good reasons for wanting her dead. Yeah, we all agree that Milady is super annoying and probably deserves to die, but, please don't murder her. Oh, it's so much funnier that Milady has absolutely no idea why they want to murder her. Oh, that is a very interesting way of using spatial magic to hold her up above the ground like that. Very cool. Unfortunately, it's not enough to actually stop Yui, given that she is also a master in spatial magic, after having only known it for, literally less than a month. I love it. Yes, keep begging, and maybe they won't murder you. And of course, Miu is the one that stops them. Because seriously, who else could stop the Monster of the Abyss / Demon Lord, the Vampire Princess, and the terrifying reality-breaking bunny girl? Oh, Papa Bad. I love it. I freaking love it. Yeah, you really, really deserve to suffer, Milady. I'm sorry. Big Sister Milady. Oh, that was terrifying and adorable at the same time. It was terrible. I am so confused about what's going on right here. And my guess was this was like an advanced civilization that was invaded by some sort of alien interdimensional species, and now they're trying to undo that somehow, some way, by bringing in people from another world, but yeah, this does not make a lot of sense to me, honestly. Oh, okay, so they just need to go into the center of the room where they will find the parts they need to engineer a way to stop this alien force, I guess. Oh, okay, so it's not aliens, it's them. They're the ones that messed up. They, bred these super frogs for some reason, and they multiplied out of control and destroyed everything. That still doesn't explain the dudes with size, but at least explains the frogs. And now Mew has become the avatar for the whale itself. Oh, that is amazing. Of course she is. I mean, that is certainly debatable. Hajime is a fairly good synergist. I mean, I was arguing the opposite before, saying that, oh, Asuka was so amazing, he put a sun inside of a ring, but Hajime is not finished yet. He gets better every single day, so at some point he will definitely, overpower Asuka and become the world's greatest synergist. There we go! My Hajime is the greatest synergist in the world. Oh, I knew they would fight over this, and I love it. Yeah, P really understands spatial magic in a way that Yui just doesn't quite yet. He is literally a master of the craft. Also, again, I'm not really sure where the whole scythe wielders came from. I get the frogs, that makes some sense, but these dudes, these do not look like the work of science. They look like the work of, literal death. Yeah, Yui, these are the Liberators, the literal masters of ancient god-tier magic. They're the people you're trying to overcome. They are the line you're trying to surpass. Obviously, they're really freaking good at magic, even if they are super annoying and borderline sadistic. Of course, Yui is, no slouch either. She's watching what Milady is doing, learning from it, and, improving in the middle of battle. Oh, that is so Yui, and I love it. Yeah, Yui, there might be a bit of a spoiler warning that, vampires are gonna go extinct in the next couple thousand years. Just saying. And the heir to Milady Risen's magic. I mean, that kind of makes it sound like you're a student of Milady Risen. You were just given the magic from her. You're not really a student of hers. I'm not really sure heir is the right word here. If anyone in this entire goddamn world can keep up with it, it is Yui. She is a master of magic that defies all common sense. I really do love, learning from the masters. Them, being able to talk Liberators, learn from them, and figure out how to improve. It's such an amazing dynamic when Hajime, Yui, the rest of them basically always had to figure things out by themselves. There was no one who could teach them because, they are literally the best of their generation. The Liberators, they are the best of all time. They are top tier. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that an edgelord like Asuka would really, really respond to. Your eye is a magical tool. That is so awesome. Got it, master. Oh, I love that. I seriously love that. Okay, but are you actually going to remember that all this happened? Because I feel like you two have, royally forked up the timeline here. Asuka and the Liberators know way too much about their future, and I feel like, Milady would have mentioned, hey, remember the time that you and I met when we were brought together by that whale? So I kind of feel like everyone's just going to forget this whole thing happened. Yeah, that's, the entire mission of the Liberators, to make sure that people were able to live the lives they wanted, not live the lives that were, ordered upon them by the gods. And that's what Yui, Hajime, Tio, Shia, that's what they're all doing. They've all chosen this life, this insane, ridiculous, dangerous life, because that is what they most desired. That is what they truly wanted. Hajime was supposed to remain a student. Tio was supposed to stay on her island. Shia was either supposed to die or, stay in the Sea of Trees. Yui is supposed to stay underground. But they all rejected the lives that fate gave them and carved their own path, became their own people. And that's exactly what the Liberators wanted for the entire world. Yep, I kind of figured that was going to happen. Oh, we had amnesia. It was all a dream. We don't remember any of it. I mean, I think there's a very good chance that Mew remembers everything, but the rest of them, yep, just a dream that they don't remember anymore. So sad. Also, really do love that Remia and Mew are crawled up against Hajime. Oh, I cannot imagine that Yui would be happy about that. Hey, they finally saw the shining sea. Good for them. Time for everyone to make a wish. Okay, that is a bunch of flying, glowing fish, I guess. Neat. Yes, they are in fact actually flying for some reason, which, okay, that's interesting. Hey, and it's Mr. Whale too. He's alright. Awesome. Okay, so is this just them getting stronger as a result of the god of the sea's blessing, or as a result of them fighting alongside the Liberators? Because, okay, this is a small line that I didn't take much stock in, but she has said, I can see much better now while talking to the Merfolk Liberator, and I just thought that meant, oh, her vision's better, but this could actually mean her future sight is stronger now for some reason. Did the Merfolk Liberator also have future sight? I'm not sure about that. Very interesting. Yeah, none of them have any freaking clue what just happened, or why they just saw a bunch of flying fish, or why they're suddenly much stronger. But hey, they're not going to question it. This is a very strange world, and they've just learned to roll with the waves at this point. Good for them. That's a very adorable wish, and I absolutely love it. I feel like I got a bratty student out of nowhere. That is a very, very specific feeling, Oscar, I've got to say. I met a new angel. I feel like that's not all that unique of a feeling for that girl. She does seem like kind of a pervert. Alright, and that was the OVA. That was good. That was so good. I mean, I was expecting, just a little bit of, oh, the two sides fighting alongside each other, but them actually, being able to learn from the Liberators and grow stronger as a result of it was just so absolutely amazing. I love that. I just really need to rewind because Oscar the maid lover and the absolute sadist with no attention to detail. Seriously, just the way that Mew absolutely obliterated the Liberators was amazing. It made this episode 1,000 times better, and I so freaking loved it. Now, like I said, I haven't actually read Arifureta 0, so I don't know too much about the Liberators, but just seeing them decimated like this by a little girl was so beautiful. It's so amazing, and I'm so glad I watched this. But please, let me know what you think down below. What do you think of this episode? What do you think of Liberators? Are you tempted to go read Arifureta 0 now? And are you excited for Season 3? Seriously, I cannot believe we are getting a third season, which is going to cover one of my favorite arcs in this entire series, the Empire arc. Oh, that's going to be amazing. That is going to be so abso-freaking-lutely amazing, and I cannot wait for it. But anyway, until next time, peace! There we go! There we go, Mew, thank you, thank you. Oh, that was beautiful. And they can't disagree, they know she is in fact the most annoying person in the entire world. Oh, that's beautiful.